White man with neck tattoos?
They didn't know whether to beat him or to buy him a beer.
Are you more? Is this more surprising that the white man had neck tattoos or that his name was Tupac?
I'm trying to process it all.
Sounds like I've seen a lot of white guys with neck tattoos.
Yeah,
I've never met a Tupac.
It's a combination of the two. Yeah. I think is he like, does he have swag?
Nah, the neck tattoo to me, it looked the one that stood out was right in the center. Because there was others, but the one that was right in the center, low key looked
demonic. Thug Life?
Look, no. Oh. More like Demon Life or something. It looked a little satanic or something. I can't exactly say that it was, but it kind of reminded me of one if it wasn't. Like,
maybe he's the Tupac Shakur from the Upside Down. Maybe.
That meth is crazy.
Meth
is one hell of a drug.
Oh my God.
Hell of a drug. Oh, that's right, Charlie Murphy.
Simple possession of Tupac Shakur. I gotta know how he got this name.
He must have taken it. If he's 40, his parents weren't naming him after the singer or rapper.
Yeah, and it's not likely that they just picked that name. Although, Tupac Shakur is not it's not as an uncommon name as you would think.
Right.
But it's not likely that a white person would just accidentally happen. The odds of that are astronomical.
I mean, unless his white Tennessee family is trying to get in touch with their African roots.
Right?
He may be of the Shakira bloodline.
You never know. Dino told you about his mom.
Right? He might be of the Shakira bloodline.
He might open his mouth and be like, oh, yeah, he black.
Right.
Sorry, my mistake.
That's definitely Tupac.
You guys remember that reality show, Making the Band?
Yes.
The Diddy Show?
The Diddy Show. It's coming back in 2020.
One where he made them walk to Brooklyn to get him cheesecake?
It's so funny that you mentioned that because they say that's one of the most infamous scenes, most talked about scenes in all of reality television.
I bet.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
I bet.
Yeah, it was a 3-hour walk.
Yeah.
I wonder how far that was in miles. It's also really fucked up when you think about the fact that there is a Juniors in Manhattan. They were in Manhattan. He made them walk to the Juniors in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
But there's a Juniors in Manhattan. So
I don't know how many miles it is, but I could sort of guesstimate. It's probably like walking from here to, say, I was going to say downtown. That's too far. It's not that far.
The funny thing about it is, you don't think it's that far? You don't think it's from here to downtown?
I think you're down the 50s.
I don't think here to downtown is 3 hours. I don't think that's a 3-hour walk.
That's what I'm saying.
One way?
Yeah.
Well, it was three. Was it 3 hours one way or was it 3 hours round trip?
3 hours one way.
Okay. Maybe you're right. I think you're right. Let's say to downtown. Walking to downtown. That's far.
That's fucking far.
I
would have smashed that.
I think it's further than that. I don't think downtown
face.
is a 3-hour walk from here.
And he wouldn't let him take a cab?
But in any case, well, actually, one of them did on the way back, but not the way there. No, they could not take a cab, bike, they had to walk.
No subway, nothing.
He expressed they had to walk and they had to bring the cheesecake back in excellent condition because if it wasn't, then he was going to send them back again.
Yeah.
Dylan, my name is Dylan.
Yeah, the Jamaican one.
He took a cab back because he said walk to. He never said you had to walk back. He said you had to walk to Brooklyn, and so he took a cab back, but the other ones walked. So
he got to stay. I think.
My ass would. Yeah, he didn't get kicked off for that. I would have gotten the cab with him.
Yeah, me too.
I wouldn't have gone up there in the first place. I'd be like, well, you know what? I guess I'm not making the band.
One girl said, if I walk to Brooklyn, I might as well walk home.
Right.
But she did it though. She did it.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was not making the band.
Well, you know what? The thing about it is everybody is like, this is the one thing that everybody sticks in everybody's mind. But in my opinion, it's not even the most fucked up thing that he made them do.
Well, I was going to say, that's the other thing about it. I would have been cut from the show before this incident.
See, this incident, even though it was pretty rough, 3-hour walk, like at least the weather wasn't extremely bad or whatever, I could see some benefits in it. I could see some team building, some bonding coming out of it.
I see that aspect.
That, even though it's kind of far-fetched, I can see that. He had them doing shit that was just being cruel, like hazing. Mm-hmm. He literally hazed them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the shit that was ridiculous to me, where there was like no value in it, just embarrassing them and hazing them and just putting them through shit because he could.
Yeah.
You know, this, I actually could see you bonding. That's a long time, and you're walking, you're getting, and they weren't
encourage each other.
And they did have a problem being unified. So I could see some value in that. You know, you got 3 hour walk. You gonna get to know a motherfucker in 3 hours.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
And you have a common experience. You have a common enemy now. Like,
exactly.
This motherfucker
exactly.
made us walk. And we all feel the same thing.
So that's the one. I was like, even though it was pretty and everybody talked, that's the one, like, I'm actually not that mad at that one. It's all the other ones, though. All that other shit was extra.
What else?
He did stuff like had them
they had to stay in a room by this, like a small room.
Yeah, with 2 beds.
Oh yeah.
It was like 6 of them, and they had to share one room with 2 twin beds or something like that.
Yeah.
They had to stand outside in the snow and read books to random people who walked up in and out the office building. Stuff is like they had nothing to do with music or teaching them any kind of bonding lessons or anything. It's just hazing. Like I said, just being an asshole.
And where are they now?
They started a band and then they broke up because they couldn't keep it together.
Well,
they couldn't keep it together.
Walk didn't work. The hell.
So now they want to do it again. Is it going to be Diddy again?
I don't know anything other than the fact that it's coming back. That's all that they said. They didn't say if it's going to be Diddy or anything. But they had the 4 bands that came out of that. It was they were called The Band. There was Danny DeCane. There was some numbers 024 or something like that, and one other one. I only heard of the band and Danny DeCane. I didn't know about those other 2.
And then the last one, right? The last one, they did some stuff.
Well, I think the last one was the second season of the band, where they tried to work on a second album that they never did come out with.
Oh, was it called? That was the band?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was their name, the band. The one with Dylan. Spit Hot Fire. Hot fire! Dylan.
Well, they would not put the show back on if they weren't expecting that it's going to be ramped up a little bit. Yeah. So it's going to be either Diddy trying to top himself, which I just can't imagine what that would be, or it's going to be somebody else trying to outdo Diddy.
I always say not every
50 Cent.
Not every. He's super petty. He could probably he could come up with some entertaining shit. I'm sure, but I always say not every celebrity needs a reality show, because like that, I was never like, a big Diddy fan anyway. But yeah, after that show, I really didn't like him. But conversely, I really like T.I. Like, I did not like T.I. before, but now I really like T.I.
Yeah.
Like,
what if T.I. did
because of his podcast and because of the Rhythm and Flow show, and then him just making the rounds different places, me getting to hear him speak more and more and getting to know him. Like I feel like not like he was in my house, get to know him,
right.
but but just know of him or whatever. I really like him.
It's funny you say I like really T.I. too, but I like T.I. because of Tiny. Tiny helped me like T.I. because I just like their appearances together and interviews. And then I went to a taping of the Kathy Griffin show when she was on briefly, and the guest was T.I. and Tiny.
Wow.
And so we were special guests. We were right up front. So I was like, this is a lovely couple. I would have dinner with this couple. They are really, really cute. I like them.
I've watched a little bit of their reality show, and I know what you mean. I felt that way as well.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I watched the reality show. I'm a big fan of the reality show.
Yeah. Of
their reality show. So
I don't want to see people living.
I'm
having a hard enough time myself.
You know what?
Now Kiki Wyatt and her husband, on the other hand. Ooh, Lord.
I don't know.
Man, talk about dysfunction going somewhere to happen.
I don't know. But I like the fact that I get to see T.I. interact with his kids. And just do something outside of being on the stage and just rocking the mic. You get to see him like doing regular stuff, dropping his kids off at the game or going to see his kids at the game. And I think just that personable realness, it made me definitely like him more.
I have a lot of respect for him.
Oh, yeah. Found out that he educated himself while he was in jail. He got a thumbs up from me.
Yeah,
he could definitely be making the band, the guy.
It depends.
I don't think they would pick him.
If I was gonna say, it depends on what they want. If they want,
they
want the traditional drama that Diddy brought the asshole. The T.I. is not an asshole. He's not going to do that. Like, I just got through watching, Hustle and Flow. I mean, I keep saying Hustle, not Hustle, Flow. Rhythm and Flow. And there was none of that bullshit in this. He didn't do any of that stuff. They didn't do any of that stuff. So I don't think he would, because he's not that dude.
I don't know. I seen him on Hip Hop Squares. I think that he has a little bit of sharp wit about him that it would be nice.
No, I'm not saying that he couldn't do the show.
Oh.
I'm saying he couldn't do the show the way Diddy did the show.
Mm-hmm.
And if they want that, they wouldn't pick T.I.
I think he could.
You think he could be an asshole?
Hell yeah.
Anybody could be an asshole if they wanted to be, but I don't think he wants to be. He don't need the money.
No, I think that he could be. I think that, not that he wants to be, but not that he is, but I think that he has that bossy, go get the cheesecake in him. Like I see it.
I think they should just switch the whole thing around, do it West Coast, let Snoop Dogg be the mentor. Something like that. That would be cool.
I like that too.
Again, same thing though.
I know,
Snoop
but
is a nice guy.
But I'm saying if you switch it around and you go to West Coast thing,
Yeah,
I think he would teach. It would be more about the business aspect of it, but you wouldn't get that.
Well, I would watch that. I would like that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm agreeing with both of y'all. I would watch it with T.I. or Snoop. I'm just saying I don't know if that's what they
the producers
want.
would do. Because it's a different show.
And it's a different show. And I would watch that show. I stopped watching the Diddy show because it pissed me off.
Right.
Like the way he was basically abusing people.
But you're right. That's what it is. It's like, remember that show, The Weakest Link? Like
yes.
They couldn't get like a Kevin Hart to host that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it'd be like it would be a different show.
It would be a different show. Exactly.
Yeah.
So if they want to change the show up, I mean, I would watch it. I think it'd be great. I agree. Anyway.
I would watch the show either way because I loved it before. I think that
I couldn't. I don't like watching that.
Before they did have him doing some stuff that didn't have anything to do with music, but I still enjoyed making the band itself as a show. So I'm here for it.
I think if it was more about actually making a band, I would be down for it. Like, just like the thing, that was my biggest problem again with The Apprentice. I'm like, there's no real job.
It was more
here.
like making the band miserable.
Well, the best part about making a band was that they put like a real album out that you could go buy.
That's true.
Yeah, but I mean, you can do that without the hazing part. Is my point. Like, why be cruel to people just for entertainment value? I don't like that.
Like, there's other shows that are out there that are contest shows for getting sort of in the business, even like the sewing shows or the songwriter shows and stuff like that. But I feel like it gives you a little bit more as a viewer an insight about like what it might really be like.
Yeah. Right.
You learn things about their trade and about things that you might not know. And this became, like Dino was saying, like, what's he going to do to them this week?
Right.
How's he going to haze
That's the same thing that I said, that I didn't feel like, or don't feel like the things that they had them do had anything to do with music.
Right.
It didn't really have much to do with music, but I just think that it was making the band itself. That is what got me. But I hope they work on whatever they have them do to get up to making the band.
Like if they had challenges like you got to cut 5 tracks and you have 3 hours.
Right.
That's not really going to happen in real life, but that is something at least related.
Yes.
Right.
It's a challenge.
It's a challenge.
It's a challenge. Walking across town to get cheesecake.
And see, that's why you guys need to watch Rhythm and Flow, because they had challenges like what you just said, Pip. I mean, it was very similar to that. It was not quite that unrealistic, but they did have things like that. And that's why I think you would like the show. And the 23rd, they dropped the second half of the season, so I know who won and everything.
Oh.
So, and it gets even better. Like the last however many episodes they have left, is because the talent is getting. First of all, the people who were there are actually growing, and you can see the growth from week to week. There's that, and that's enjoyable to watch, them growing and taking their criticisms and things from their mentors and from the other people. They're working with real relevant people who are in the business right now, making hits right now, and all that stuff is rubbing off on them and those experiences, and they're taking that and they're applying it and they're growing. And and so it gets tighter. It gets tighter and it gets better.
I saw the first half of Hustle and
Rhythm
and Flow. I saw the first half of Rhythm and Flow, and I'm here for it. I'm definitely gonna be watching the second half, and that's another reason why I think T.I. would be just great, because he just gets he gets it. He gets it. Like, man, I don't think the sob story is all that sob story is needed. It was just dragging it out.
Yeah.
That's